Oh, well, welcome to Hawk and Tap Podcast. This is episode 113, Fat-hlete. I'm your host, Bill Dean, of course, here with my two co-hosts, Schwim and Schwartz Guy. Brought to you by Primetime Radio,
And
courtesy of
Tread
Sam Wu.
and Eric.
And myself, producing here. I got little Eric here. Well, his sister's upstairs crying. I had to take him. We were brought to you by, like I said, Primetime Sam Wu, myself. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please leave us a 5-star review if you'd be so kind. Gentlemen, what are we drinking? Shorts?
I'm still drinking the Celebration because I have a keg of it, but for this week...
But is Tread drinking it?
Tread's drinking
Tread
it because
might
I
be
spilled a little bit and she sat in it. But I'm drinking it out of my Dogfish Head Christmas pint glass since I put my Christmas tree up today. So
Nice.
I figured, let's go with the Christmas theme. Christmas beer, Christmas glass,
like it.
Christmas tree,
Why not?
and Tread drinking some of my beer.
Well, Tread is one of the best cats around. I mean, each of you guys has a pretty good cat, but Tread, good job getting drunk. It should be something I would love to do sometime soon. Trim?
Speaking of dogfish, I I am drinking a dogfish beer. Bendy Parts, it's called.
Oh, that one.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's only 4%, but it's apparently a kettle sour brewed with black tea, lemongrass, ginger, passion fruit, and more added lemon. So
Nice.
it's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty tame, but it's good. It's a good sipping beer, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I have one
so
of
I
them
went,
down the shore. I just
It's not
haven't
bad
had it
actually.
yet,
I like it. I taste the ginger a lot, and I'm usually not a fan of
So
ginger.
while in quarantine the last month, I've been drinking a lot of my beers that I've kind of forgotten about, and this is one of them. This was I did a deep fridge dive. Sigmeister Deep Sea Series New England style Chasm is the beer. I think
That's a good one.
Steve got me this quite a while ago, so I'm hoping it's still good. But yeah, I mean, I figured I'd fridge dive a little bit and go to the back of the shelves and find stuff that sounded appealing. So.
Are you having a beer
I've
every
been
night?
on- Speaking of fridge
not
diving,
every
before
night,
we
but
get going,
frequently.
I was for about 2 weeks I was fridge diving just to try to open up space since I had a new keg coming back in my kegerator. Without having a keg in there, I've started to just like tuck beers away. But in anticipation of getting my keg, I was like, let me drink what I currently have and open up some space. So
Good
I did
idea.
that for about 2 weeks as well.
All right, so let's get to us a tap for today's episode. Here's our weekly snapshot. Schwim. Title of the podcast, Fat-hlete. Now, you're not fat, I'm fat. But from a man of size, when, I pride myself on being deceptively athletic as a fat guy. I think I'm faster than most people think that I am. I usually skate better than most people think I am. But to say that a hockey player is fat, to me is something that's absolutely amazing, and that's what Jack Edwards did with the Boston Bruins. Their announcer, he called Pat Maroon, 3-time Stanley Cup winner. By all accounts, he's a fantastic human being. He's funny. He's like one of the best guys in the locker room. He's someone you really want on your team.
Yeah,
and he plays a fourth line grinder role. But like to go out. And I know, like, he came back and he said that he was just trying to, like, give digs on, and he knows how good of a player he is and all this stuff. But, like, to call an NHL player fat is where I'm like, all these guys are physical specimens. They're beasts. And I have a deep dive of players that were actually, considered fat in their career, and we'll go through all of them in a little bit. But, just from a Tampa fan perspective, like, how ridiculous is just what how he went about his little charade that he had.
Well, the Boston announcers, Jack Edwards especially, is every time like this isn't the first stupid thing he's ever said. And somebody was playing something. It sounded I don't know, was it this one or was it another time he was spewing something? It literally sounded like he was drunk, like he was slurring, and he might have been a little tipsy. I can't say that he definitely was that, but I can't remember if it was this last one or if it was something else that was recent. But I don't know. It's so stupid. He says stupid stuff all the time, and I love I love Pat Maroon's response to it, though. He made a donation in Jack Edwards' name to some mental health fund or charity or whatever it was. But yeah, I don't know. I'm used to Jack Edwards saying stupid stuff all the time, so this was just like another one to add to the list. But yeah, it was like completely unprovoked. Like, I don't know why you got to say stupid stuff like that, like completely unprovoked. It's not needed. It's not needed in the league. But everyone knows how he is.
Yeah, it's not
Billy
the first time
Dean.
he's had idiot comments.
Billy Dean.
Yeah.
I have to call you out right now.
Shoot.
Because you have on multiple times referred to Brodeur as Fatso. And I know that's because of Sean.
But I'm also hold on. Well, yeah, and also yeah, that's just a nickname. He
I have to call you out on this one
as
because
ridiculous it is.
You're saying all this, and then you refer to Brodeur as Fatso multiple times.
But and I say this all the time: a fat guy can call another guy fat. It's when the skinny guys come out and start calling fat guys fat. Then I'm like, all right, you just lost your privileges.
Yeah,
no, but yeah, that's a nickname that he has. I'm not actually calling Brodeur fat because it's ridiculous to say that. But I did want to go through and it got me going through like the top 15 fattest hockey players. Now, fat is in quotations because these guys are not fat by any means. But
yeah.
Mark Recchi, the Wrecking Ball, he had an understanding that he was a little. Not, it's funny because these guys are all ridiculously.
He was stocky
in shape. Yeah, he was stocky.
Yeah.
Good choice of wording. But like you think of all the physical specimens in the league, you think of Zdeno Chara, and he works out like he's Olympic Greco-Roman wrestling guys, Gary Roberts and Marty St. Louis and Yager, and like these guys are all their fitness regimens were crazy. Mm-hmm. But then you had the guys like Wrecking Ball and some of these other guys, Guillaume Latendresse, who is obviously the Montreal Canadiens player, but he is a little stocky. Keith Tkachuk, who people wouldn't say he was in shape. He was just always built, right? He was a big dude his whole life, and his kids are a little like that. Even though I think Matthew Tkachuk's more like shredded. Tim Thomas, he always had like that kind of fat face. Obviously, everyone will point to Phil Kessel, hot dog eater. But one of like the quickest guys on skates and just an absolute ridiculous shot. Alexei Yemlin, I don't know if you guys remember him. Obviously, he was criticized on one more occasion for his sloppy appearance. I think it was funny because it never hurt his game, but he always had like that like disheveled look. Kyle Wellwood, I guess he never lifted weights in his life, so he had like that baby fat on him. Randy Carlyle was always looked like he was a little, portly. Bruce Boudreau, when he played in the league, if you look at some of his photos, it's actually kind of funny. He is a little fat.
It's a little butterball.
Yep. Lauren Worsley, who was a goaltender, Turk. His nickname was Gump. But he was in poor physical shape. Yep. Dustin Penner.
You didn't have to be.
Who was?
You did not have to be a physical specimen to be a goalie in the 50s.
Yeah. True.
Oh yeah. Now they are.
Dustin
now
Penner,
who yeah, now you have to be.
Now they're like crazy.
Oh yeah. Penner's playing weight was 250. That's pretty big for even at 6'4". That's a large human being. Andrei Medvedev, who was 260 pounds during practice in his heyday. He was a big boy. And then everybody's favorite fat guy, Dustin Byfuglien. And he would just manhandle people.
What was he? He was in like the 270s?
He was 265 as playing weight.
I thought it was more than that. He was a big boy, though.
But yeah, he did. He looked like an NFL lineman.
Yeah.
So, Dean, I don't know what you had to do at UMass, but did you guys have fat tests at UMass in preseason?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. What did you have to do?
How did that go?
Well, see, my playing weight then was like 220. So I had to hit that mark.
What was the benchmark percentage?
Well, it was they did based off like your size. Like they gave you heights. There was a height ratio thing they had going, and that's how they gave you like your prototypical size.
Sacred Heart, you had to be under 9% body fat.
Oh no, we didn't have body percent.
Oh
I
no,
would have lost
we had to
that
be
one.
under.
You just
9.
had a weight that you had to be under.
We had to be under 9% body
Yeah.
fat. Luckily, I made
But they had
it
conditioning tests.
excuse me, every
They
single
had
year.
conditioning tests, so you had to like do so much to prove that you were in shape for that start of the season. I can remember
If
one of those tests was pretty rough.
the for the preseason stuff for Sacred Heart, we had to do a 2-mile run test in 12:30, which I was never going to do. I never did. So if when you didn't do the 2-mile run test in time, you had to be on the track Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 a.m. And if you were slow and were over 9% body fat, you had to be at the track the other 2 days of the week at 6 a.m. So if you were slow and over 9% body fat, you were at the track 4 mornings a week during preseason at 6 a.m. to run. Luckily, I was just slow.
No, thank you.
I was just slow, and we had to do like Indian sprints on like whatever it was, Tuesday and Thursday at 6 a.m. And then we had to do a 2-mile run test again on Saturday, and then we did a 5-mile team run. Preseason sucked.
Yeah.
Preseason
See, Jonathan
sucked.
Quick was deceptively, and he's obviously ridiculously athletic, but running wise, he was always near the front of the pack. And there was a bunch of different times where I could, a couple of teammates and stuff, they would fall behind, and you'd have to then do the track running. And I never, fortunately, had to do that because I was there for not very long, and then I blew up my knee. But luckily, I never had to do the track running because that always looked absolutely miserable. I was just under like the couple seconds before the timer would go off. I made sure to sprint that whole last little bit. So. Yeah, fun times. And then
I think the closest I came to the closest I came on the run test, I think, was 13:42. Is what I did my 2 miles in. So not fast enough. However, there was this will be the last story about that. There was one of the seasons I was there. One of the senior players wasn't going to make the run test, so thought he could trick everyone and dipped off the track after 7 laps instead of 8. This guy was a senior. Coach found out, cut him immediately. As a senior, just cut him.
Yeah, that's bad. Ray Leo goes so much to talk about. We're talking about conditioning, and then he also asked about the gritty sign that he held up. I forget exactly what gritty sign.
Yes, Ray sent that to me.
What did it say on the sign? It was something about.
Tell you in a second. It said.
Here, hilarious response.
Come on.
Oh, thick and tired of all this body shaming, and then he had his fat stomach with the belly button. Very good. Good job, Gritty.
I wish Gritty wasn't Philly's mascot, because then I could like him if he was.
I like Gritty even though he is Philly's mascot.
Speaking of Philly, did you see Tortorella's 40-second post-game interview?
Yep, where he said you guys are asking dumb questions.
Yeah. It's like, come on, you guys are asking dumb questions. And then he's like, are we done here? All right, bye.
Yeah, we're done here, bye.
It was good. It was, of course, after the loss. So he's only giving one-word answers, and then he told everybody they're asking stupid questions.
Stupid questions. All right, Schwim.
They really were, though.
Another Tampa Bay Lightning. Pretty awesome. Steven Stamkos, 1,000 points. He's a couple goals away from 500. Obviously, secondary assist. The team jumps on after Nick Paul scored and celebrated with him. He's been 2008 draft, number 1 overall pick. It's amazing because you think about some of the injuries he's had, and I never expected him to hit that top end player that he was again after those injuries. And he's been more for this team.
Seasons.
Yeah, he's won a Stanley Cup, obviously, or 2 Stanley Cups, obviously. The first one, he had the one game, it was a game winner in the first Stanley Cup, and then he was out for the rest of the playoffs. But that second playoff Stanley Cup run, he was integral in that whole series. Obviously, the final. The guy is, I wish the Rangers were able to get him when that whole trade fiasco had came through. But 106 points last year. He's on over a point game pace this year. 29 points in 24 games, and he's going to hit that 500 goal mark. I'd say within the next couple of weeks, and it's just another check mark for a Hall of Fame career.
Definitely, yeah. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah, I didn't get to see. I missed the game where he got his 1,000th point, unfortunately. But it was a secondary assist. He just passed it to some guy behind the net, who then passed it to somebody
Ian
in
Cole.
front who scored. Yeah.
Ian Cole.
But whatever. Either way, I don't care. The 2 game. I think it was 2 games before that. Tampa played Boston, and Bergeron got his 1,000th point
1,000 points
in Tampa, and they all came. The whole team came off the ice or off the bench onto the ice to congratulate him. So, and they played Boston again. So I was hoping that Tampa could do the same thing to Boston in Boston. Like Stamkos gets his 1,000th point in Boston, like Bergeron got his 1,000th in Tampa, but it didn't happen. So, but he got it the game after in Philly against his old against Tortorella, the old Tampa coach. But yeah, it's really awesome to see. The amount of injuries he's had, he'd be so much farther ahead right now if he stayed healthy this whole time. Yeah. And if he kept at
he would have beat Bergeron.
His pace. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He would and keep his pace that he's been for the last couple of years. He would have been well over 500 at this point, well over 1,000. But he's missed so many damn seasons with injuries. Now he's finally staying healthy and he's able to play and he's playing well. He's on a good team with good players. So good for him. I'm glad.
So, and Shorts guy, I'll ask you this question. So I was just thinking about it because you think of Bergeron and Stammer and Crosby, they're all within this 1,000-point range. Do you feel like there's more Hall of Famers playing right now than have played, in quite a while, like that you've seen play this often? When I think about it, McDavid, Draisaitl, these guys are all Hall of Famers, I think, already. Obviously McDavid, Draisaitl's really close. I think Kucherov's there. Obviously, you talk about Crosby and
Crosby,
and
Ovechkin,
Stammer and Ovechkin, and you go through the list, but even guys like Nathan McKinnon, I think, is on a Hall of Fame career right now, and Austin Matthews, and you think about defensemen, and there's a couple like Cale Makar. If he ends. See, and I always think about this: if Cale Makar's career ended today, is he a Hall of Famer because of the ridiculous that 3 or 4 year window he had? It was obviously Hall of Fame, but is it worthy of that because it was so short? But my overall question was: can you remember seeing so many Hall of Famers play in currently,
or who we think are going to be future Hall of Famers?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I think all these guys are, and goaltenders too. You think about Vasilevsky and
the way he's playing, and
a bunch of guys.
So I think it's a combination of a couple things. I think we're looking at an age of players that have a lot of athletic skill, but I think we have some of the most athletic players ever in the last at least the last 10 years. So these guys are able to have these long careers and these long productive careers that are going to get them. As far as the most we've ever seen, I'm going to say goaltending wise, no. I'm going to say that I still think the golden age of goaltending was the mid 90s right now, when you had Felix Potvin, you had Martin Brodeur, Patrick Waugh, Eddie Belfour, Dominic Hasek, John Van Beesbrook, all playing in the league basically at the same time. And
Cujo,
those are all Cujo. Grant Fuhr was still in the league.
Mike Vernon.
So Mike Vernon.
I love
Chris
Mike
Osgood.
Vernon.
I don't know if he's in the Hall or not.
It's not Hall of Fame, but he was there.
No, but I still think maybe that's because that's the age of goaltenders that I grew up with, and that's the age of goaltenders that I idolize, and that's how I taught myself the game. We have a lot of good goaltenders now, but I don't think we have Vasi's obviously a Hall of Fame goaltender.
He's the one who's you think he's absolutely on pace to be a Hall of Famer. All the other goalies right now, there might be one or two more, but I don't know. The one I think of, and I'm not just saying this because I'm obviously a Tampa fan, but he's he stands out above everybody else. As right now is
I think he's already a Hall of
Famer. Yeah, no, he's absolutely
I can't say that. I can't say that about anybody. I just say potentially.
I think he has more than enough career.
We're also, we're also going to see these eras of players that are going to, they're going to go into the Hall in bunches. But to play devil's advocate, Mark Andre, and sometimes though I think that kind of like a devil's advocate type thing. that we look at. Sometimes we look at players and we just think Hall of Fame, like that's just like just where they're going to end up when maybe they don't really deserve to be there. We just think they should be. We think that their potential. I think these guys have to be consistent over the careers. Like Crosby's been consistent over his career. Ovechkin's been consistent over his career. They'll both go into the Hall. I think we see guys that play really well for like 3-4 seasons and then they kind of trail off. So I do think McDavid is going to go into the Hall of Fame for sure. We have a lot of great athletes right now that are great players, and that's going to help produce that consistency. This could be a golden age of players right now, to where we're going to see a lot of Hall of Famers, but not every star player is going to end up in the Hall of Fame, nor should every star player end up in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame should be reserved for those real game changers that had lasting and really game-changing careers.
I mean, unfortunately, we're getting to the point where they are letting in players that I don't think Hall of Famers into the Hall of Fame. I didn't think that Daniel Alfredson was a Hall of Famer. Hall of Very Good, but there's been a bunch of those guys already, so that's why when you look through it, I do think there's more guys that'll probably get in. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's no, definitely. It's been lowered though, like Rayleigh was saying, last 5 to 10 years. So, Mitch Marner nets 2 goals. He has the longest active point streak at 19 games, which is a franchise record for the Leafs. He's been on a absolute.
That's crazy to think too.
All those
franchise
guys,
record for how long the Leafs have been around, and he just set a franchise record. That's crazy.
And with them being in the original 6 era and the players that they've had, it's like you'd think that they would have had someone in the original 6 days that would have been able to do that.
True. Okay, Sid Stammer, we talked about Maroon. Letang with the stroke, which is just awful news. We hope that he can get better and become a.
I think I think they were saying he's looking okay,
better than the last one.
And he should be back. Yeah, so hopefully he's doing okay and he can get back soon. But yeah, I heard that Steven, I think, texted our group saying that, and I was just like, oh Jesus, this is the second time it's happened, or he said I think he's had
second time,
right? Poor guy. Yeah, it sucks.
That's got to be some kind of a hereditary type thing, or something.
Could be. Who knows?
That sucks.
But yeah, hopefully he'll be okay and be back soon.
Yeah, I wish all the best for him. Great player, and obviously when the Penguins are going to miss greatly. There's no one else that can run the power play like him, and it's going to hurt. So, like Schwinn was saying, Golden Knights up 3-1 on the Bruins. Rangers up 3-2 on
the Rangers are winning.
Yeah, on Binnington's St. Louis Blues. Let's talk about Jordan Binnington. So this crazy goaltender.
Oh man! Hold on! Stop right there. Before you go any further, we're all a bit crazy.
That's true.
Well, I'm crazy. I was a lacrosse goalie, so I could say that.
All goalies are a little. God, there's something about
this.
There's something about us that just it's like
there is.
But he's a little. I don't know.
He's up there on the list of like.
He's kind of really he's pushing it a little bit right now.
Crazy. But
so this was his coach after.
Yeah, his coach is not happy.
Yeah, this was his coach after he hit Jason Zucker behind the net with his glove, and I thought, did he get a penalty for that? I can't remember, but Craig Berube after the game, it's got to stop. I think it doesn't help. Just play goal, stop the puck, and it didn't end there because the next game he goes and tries to check Jordan Staal and got leveled himself, which was very funny to see. I don't know. I have never been a fan of Jordan Binnington. I think that he, had a one hot run that got him this nice contract, and it's kind of just been a up and down career since then. And yeah, I think that he does more harm than good for this St. Louis Blues team that, really could be a Stanley Cup contender if their goalie got his head on straight.
They're definitely playing better than they were. They're definitely playing better. And Shorts Guy, tell me if you think this way too. Do you hate it? Like, I don't, to play maybe devil's advocate a little bit here, I don't like it when a coach just says, oh, stop the puck. Like I understand. Look, yeah, he's frustrated, but I don't like it when coaches just say stop the puck. It kind of, to me, that sounds like they don't know anything about goaltending. Like, oh, just get in there and stop the puck. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that part of the comment. The other part I understand because he's acting like an idiot, and it's hurting the team. But don't just. I don't like it when the coaches come in and say, oh, just stop the puck. There's a lot more to goaltending than just telling some guy to go in there and stop the puck. So to me, that sounds like he doesn't know a lot about goaltending.
So, yes, there's a lot more to goaltending than just stopping the puck. However, I think in that situation, I got to – the way that I read that and hear that comment out of the coach, it's full of frustration.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely frustrated.
He's frustrated, and that's really all he wants Binnington to do is, like, cut the shit, stop the puck. That's it. That's all you got to worry about. I don't think it's minimizing the position, and I don't think it's the fact that Craig Berube doesn't know the position. I just think he's had it up to here with Binnington and his antics, and he just wants him to focus on one thing. Yeah, he just wants him to focus on one thing: stop the damn puck. That's what you got to focus on. That's just boiling the position down to a very simplistic level. And to me, that's just something he's saying out of frustration. That's all.
Is he playing? Is he playing tonight against the Rangers?
Binnington, yeah, he's in that. Yeah,
he's playing
for the.
And the Rangers are winning.
4-3 St. Louis.
Okay.
What the hell?
Damn.
Nope, now they're losing.
Yeah,
they're 3-2.
Wow, you blew it.
God.
Kind of like what happened on Monday. You're up 2-0 on Monday.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Actually, Binnington will be hanging on my Christmas tree in a couple days because I have the Jordan Binnington Hallmark ornament.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. I like. All right. So,
did you see who scored the first St. Louis goal tonight?
No.
Yeah, it was. I was just looking at this too. It was Bortuzzo, not Bortuzzo.
Nope.
Shit, it was. I was just looking at it too, because then what's his name scored the second one? It's Kyrou.
No, Kyrou had the third goal.
Oh, Buchnevich?
Yeah, former New York Ranger.
Yeah, because when I was looking at it
in St. Louis.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. I fucking hate this team. I mean, we're playing for Connor Bedard, so.
When is the countdown clock to Gerard Gallant's firing going to start? Or is that
listen.
I think it's already started. I think the clock is already ticking.
Yeah, I really do. I think it's been bad.
This is season 2, right?
I don't
think
this
season 2 with Gallant?
Players are happy with him. Yeah, it's the second season, right? Yeah, because he had an awesome first season, and then with every team he coaches after that,
but
it all goes downhill.
This is usually what he does in season 3, so he's ahead of schedule right now with his firing being imminent.
So it's an improvement, is what you're saying.
The problem is
they can't. Shesterkin didn't even see that puck before he made the save.
Yeah, but I'm saying the problem is with this team.
Didn't Shesterkin start with a different set of pads and then went back to the MSG pads?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah,
beginning of the season. Yeah.
Yep. The problem, they need obviously a wake up call and a shake up, and they're not going to get any. No team's going to make trades right now, so they have to kind of wait on that. So they've been trying to get guys off the 13 to 14 man squad to come in and play and pick up some slack on some of these roles. And then you've had some injuries that's kind of derailed it. But the big thing is that our power play stinks right now. They're 22nd in the league, and this is a power play that was top 5 last year. And the studs are not doing what they need to do. I know that Panarin has 25 or 26 points, and was awesome in the beginning of the year, but he's kind of fallen off. You look at some of the other top players. Kreider, even though he has 9 goals or 10 goals, I can't remember. I'm sorry. Panarin's got 28 points, but basically what I was saying, the big guns have not scored the way they needed them to score.
Lately,
and their goaltender, Shesterkin has not been as good as last year. And 3 years now he's been awesome, and now this year he's kind of taken it back. And I think it's playing a lot of hockey that last year kind of affected him a little bit. And Zibanejad, he's got 13 goals on 26 games. That's obviously really good. It's just he needs to have something else other than that slap shot on the corner on a power play to gather goals. Adam Fox has been awesome. He's in the Norris race, but the rest of the guys have not been living up to the stakes. And Lafreniere has 10 points. It's not good enough. Kako 8 points, even though both those two are hot, top 10 in scoring chances. It's just you got to put the puck in the net. They've had bad luck and they need to get it going. So,
Dean, who's your backup goaltender?
Jaro Halak.
Yep.
He got his first win like a couple weeks ago, or like a week ago or something. He hadn't had a win in forever.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't know if this is the case or not, but do you think that
they're not gonna play him over?
No, that's not what. Will you let me at least finish my comment before? You think maybe Georgiev gave Shesterkin more of a push in practice and in games to be better than Halak does?
No, I think only because I think that Shesterkin's wired a different way. He even said that he should make every single save. He said this to himself. He says he's good enough to make every single save.
I say that too, but I don't make every single save.
Well, yeah, true. I think that Georgiev was a very talented goalie, but they also kind of gave Shesterkin the net after Georgiev proved that he was, of quality to be a starter in the NHL, and they, knew Shesterkin was the guy, and they kind of gave it to him. So I don't think it was necessarily just, Georgiev pushing him more so than it's just a bad run.
But that's the thing, though. Like, if Georgiev is worthy of being a full-time starter, and Shesterkin knows that he has to play better than someone who could potentially be a starter, where Halak is kind of like a transient backup. They know Halak's the backup. So is Halak giving Shesterkin the competition he needs to be better? As far as, has Shesterkin almost gotten complacent because he knows he's the starter, whereas last year and the last couple seasons, Georgiev could have easily taken the reins and run, and now that Shesterkin is the out-and-out starter, knowing that Halak is the out-and-out backup, he may not have that extra motivation, whether he realizes it or not, whether it's subconsciously or consciously, whatever the hell you want to say it. Just knowing that fire's not under his ass to have to perform at that top level and make every save like he thinks he can make. I don't know, just kind of a thought, because that's the one thing that you really want, that dynamic goaltending duo that's going to, push each other to make all those saves. Right now. I mean, the Devils have that right now with Vanacek, who is the starter, but then you have Akira Schmid, who is 5-0. So
what is he, by the way? What nationality is he, by the way?
I think Schmid is
Finnish, isn't he?
Swiss. Let me look it up. I think he's Swiss.
Swiss?
And then
I wonder if he's like Latvian or something.
And then on top of that, you have Mac Black, who could be a starter if he doesn't get freaking hurt. So there is, even though Vanacek is the out-and-out starter for the Devils, you still have two other goaltenders that can start and win you games and have won the Devils games from the starting position and from coming in.
Switzerland.
Yeah, Swiss.
Nice.
It's as you guys know, I was a goalie coach for years. There was, in all the years that I coached, the best season I had was when my two goalies were really close and they pushed each other to be better. So I'm curious if maybe Shesterkin doesn't have that push this year from Halak, knowing that Halak is the backup.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I think
also
I don't know.
The team in front of him,
I'm not a practice.
It's not playing good.
That's not been good. Yeah.
So, like, your goalie can only do so much. He might be able to steal you some games here and there, but you're not going to go on like a 7-game winning streak when the team in front of you is playing like garbage.
Every goalie that has ever stepped in the net for Bone Storm knows just that. No matter how well you play on any given night,
you're not going to have any help.
There's still the chance
there are 11
for failure.
There's 11 goalies with 10 or more games played that are higher in goals against average. So he's got a 259 goals against and a 922 save percentage, which you would think is is actually really good, and it's a down year for this kid. So that's why it's a little crazy. He's 10-4 record wise. Yeah, I think he needs to.
I'll tell you what, those are better NHL numbers than I have.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, they are.
One of these days, Shorts guy's gonna get in there. An e-bug.
Where Shorts guy's the e-bug gets
I
shoved
can't wait.
with 12 shots and lets an 8. I'll still have it. As long as I make it one NHL save.
No, wait, you'll be playing the Leafs and you'll beat them just like what's his face did. The guy in Carolina.
Oh man.
Schwim, your Rocket Richard pick
is looking pretty good, right? Yeah, see?
Yeah. Jason Robertson, 23 goals. He's been a man on fire.
He's been on fire.
And that contract looks awesome that they signed him to, but 23 goals in 25 games played. 50 and 50 is not going to happen, right?
You never know.
No.
You never know. This kid's good. This kid is a shooter, man. Have you seen him? His shot is he's putting it wherever he wants. He's almost like McDavid. McDavid can put it wherever he wants. So can this kid. 23
goals in 25 games?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not saying he's going to do 50-50, but you never. It could be pretty close.
15-50? When the hell was the last 15-50?
Was it Gretzky? Probably. Or no? Was it?
It has been in a while.
Let me look that up. So we're talking earlier about all these.
Brett Hull.
We've got all these.
There's only 5
Hall of Famers. What's up?
There's only 5 guys to do it. Gretzky has done it 3 times. Gretzky's done it 3 times.
Of course, he has.
Mike Bossy did it once. Mario Lemieux did it in 89-90. Brett Hull did it twice, 90-91 and 91-92. So 91-92 was the last time it happened.
Wow.
So that's
30 years ago.
It's a combination. It's a combination of 2 things. One, we're talking about we have all these potential Hall of Famers that we've never had before, but like these old records like 50 and 50, like we haven't seen in 91. So 91, 92, 2001, 11. It's been over 30 years since a 50 and 50. So
we're due
for the players.
Yeah.
What's up?
So I was making a joke. I'm like, so we're due. We're due for one.
We should be due.
Should
saying
but like some of these wild records, like we just don't. But at the same time, 91, 92 was the last one. These guys were shooting on goalies that were not as nearly as
not like today's goalies. Not even close.
I would like to see a Gretzky in his prime against a modern day goalie today in their prime and see what the difference would be, if there would be a difference.
I mean, the training is so much different, and
the equipment, everything.
The
athleticism, the size, everything. They're all huge now. They're all super athletic and big. They all play the puck really well now.
Used to stick to kids that couldn't skate in net, which always frustrated me because you need to be one of the best.
Now they're the
best
best skaters.
To be in net.
Yeah,
now they're really good.
Now they are the best skaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which that always bugged me coaching, because a lot of the goalies would come up to the high school level, and we would do skating in the beginning of the practice, and they would kind of like stand there and be like, "Oh no, you guys have to skate." For some reason, goalies were not always skated in the beginning of practice. These kids that were coming up in the last 10 years, it's like, "Oh no, you need to go skate. You're not some little prima donna here that's going to be on the side. You need to go skate with the rest of the team because I had to.
Yeah.
So you're going to."
Absolutely agreed. Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, whenever the NHL gets their head out of their ass and allows not World Juniors, but allows a Winter Classic, not a Winter Classic. What am I?
Jesus.
Holy crap.
What am I?
World Cup of hockey.
Thank you. Jesus. Whenever they allow that to happen, U.S. is going to be really good with Robertson and Matthews and some legit scorers. So I'm looking
good peeps.
And all the Hughes brothers.
Yeah.
Have a whole line of Hughes. That'd be freaking sweet.
I think you'd have 2 Hughes. You won't have
Hughes.
3.
Yep. You'll have a defensive pair of Hugheses, and
I don't think so.
Gato and Chill up front scoring goals.
Yeah, I don't think about that.
So
I don't think so.
Dean hates that.
Well, no, because I mean the top defensive pairing right now is McAvoy and Adam Fox. You can't say that it's not.
For now,
right? I mean that's the top pairing.
Just wait till the Devils pull a trade and get Quinn to come over. And then
what about what's
Quinn
his
will be
face
on
on?
just be power play guy.
What's his name on Winnipeg? Is he American or is he Canadian?
Morrissey?
Morrissey.
Yeah, Morrissey.
He's having an awesome season.
American, but he's
he
not.
American?
I don't think he's going to be. Yeah,
he's having a great season, and then if he can parlay that into more seasons. I don't know what his contract is or anything, but like he's having an awesome season.
Who would be our two goaltenders? Who would be our two goaltenders? Would it be Hellebuck and?
I mean, right now it's Hellebuck, but I think it's going to be. It'll probably be what's his name from Dallas, Ettinger.
Oh, Ettinger. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Ottinger.
Ottinger.
If he's healthy.
Yeah, we need Esteban back to be our name corrector.
That's very true. Yeah, I mean Morrissey. I know. Yeah, he's got 26 points. Fox has 27. Yeah, Morrissey's had a really good year. He's doing really good. Morrissey's Canadian. He's Canadian.
He's Canadian. All right, never mind then. Forget him.
You can have Neil Pionk. He's American.
Okay. No. No thanks. But okay.
Yeah, Quinn Hughes obviously 23 points. He's got 23 assists. He could go with the no goals like we were talking about last week. He's got 21 games, 23 assists. So that'd be pretty awesome. Good. He goes no goals and just has all assists.
Are you ready? Are you ready for him to become a Devil? Because I am.
I mean,
oh God,
who's gonna run your power play? Is it gonna be him or Dougie?
Yes.
Both.
They're both gonna be on
it. Out of both.
Dougie, yes. Hamilton's been awful though. Like even though they've been winning, he's been like minus. Like the last, I have him on my fantasy team, and he's just been getting like he had 2 games. I think he was -2 or -3.
Whatever.
Lately, just lately. Yeah, that's true.
All matters.
I need him to help me out. I lost the team by friggin' 2 points last week.
Damn right you did. I'm 7-1, baby. I'm ripping through right now.
I'm like 1-7.
Yeah, you're not.
I think you and Tommy are 1-7.
No matter what I do.
So get back on track. Erik Karlsson was asked about possibly playing for a contender, and he obviously says he's having fun and he's having a rejuvenation year. But I know we talked about Schwimmer last week.
He'll get traded.
Is he gonna get? You think he will get traded? Okay.
I think he will. They'll retain whatever percent, and they have to
retain at least half. Yeah,
it's gonna be. I don't know how much they'll retain or what team will agree to whatever, but I don't know. I can't imagine. I mean, yeah, he's having a great season and he loves it there and everything, but like, no, they can get like right now. You got to strike while the iron's hot. He's having a great season.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what's going to happen next year? I think you go for it and try to land like a pretty big package for him.
Yeah. Bo Horvat's also been pretty ridiculous. 19 goals, and then
really
Schwem, Tage Thompson,
my boy,
34
Tage,
points, 25 games.
TNT. I love him. Scored again last night. Wearing the Buffalo black jerseys that I love.
And then on a sad note, our boy, friend of the podcast, Brock Besser, was healthy scratched a couple games ago.
That's crazy.
I think his last game, he had the game tying goal coming in as a healthy. He came in because another guy was a healthy scratch. So he comes in, he gets the game tying goal, and they win it at overtime. But it sounds like he's on his way out. Brock Besser,
good.
And
get him out of there. Get him to an American.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. He needs to. Yeah, he needs to. Because he's another guy could easily make the U.S. team if with a good streak. Because he was for a while there a shoo-in to being on an American squad. But yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch, and hopefully he gets dealt to a contender and a team that'll be able to use him effectively.
Yeah, the team he's on now is not good. That'd be sweet.
I've been in his DMs. I'm trying.
Have him come east, then we can get him for an interview, and you can mispronounce the name to his face.
I say Brock Besser. I'm right.
I know, but you'll probably say like Bo. Yes, that's right. But I'm just saying you'll probably say like Boser or something.
No, I
broke Boser.
I like him.
Broke Boser.
Broke Boser.
Connor Bedard, they're talking, and this is more CHL news, but they're talking about possibly him getting traded to a contender for the Memorial Cup, and obviously that team that has him right now could get a haul for this kid. So it's a trade that I think that everybody has to kind of make. Cal Pedersen gets sent down. Right, same thing with Marco Rossi, to guys that have uber talent but are just not cutting it out right now.
Pedersen was waived, but nobody took him.
Yeah, Pedersen was waived. Yeah,
that was crazy.
AHL.
I'm like, damn.
Robert Longo enters the Ring of Honor in Vancouver.
And
Sean Monahan returned to Calgary. Yeah, he didn't get his number retired.
Yep.
Interesting.
Right? Number retirement. Yeah. So, I think it's crazy.
Yeah, his number should be retired in Vancouver. He was
absolutely.
He was
almost won a couple of them.
Years.
Yeah.
Almost.
He was
almost.
I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. If you're a Hall of Famer, your number should be retired by your team. I feel like it's pretty cut and dry. It shouldn't, you have guys getting statues instead. But I mean, if the NHL if you're good enough to get in the Hockey Hall of Fame, the team should be able to retire your number. That is pretty much the last big story I had. You guys got anything? What's going on? Devils, I know, are on a streak. I don't really give a shit.
No, it's great. So real quick, going back to Roberto Luongo. He does have the best Twitter handle.
His is good.
He
does. He posts some good stuff too. He's pretty funny.
Yep.
I wonder if he'll ever get into commentary or anything like that. I think he'd probably be.
He could.
Pretty entertaining.
Most goalies are pretty entertaining because, like I said, we're all nuts to a degree. So
I always wanted Brizgalov to be like a color commentator. Oh my god, it would be great. It'd be so friggin' funny. I don't know why they never I don't know. His agent, whoever's agent was, should be fired. His agent should be getting him right into somehow being a commentator on US TV.
Could you imagine?
Did you guys see?
Could you imagine Brizgalov interviewing? Philly's coach. Why his name's escaping me?
Tortorella.
Tortorella.
Oh, could you imagine Brizgalov interviewing Tortorella?
That'd be great.
Talk about asking
stupid
questions.
I think they would have fun together.
On ESPN, they did the McDavid versus DiPietro, and McDavid was showing the art of the breakaway against Rick DiPietro. That was pretty good.
Did DiPietro get hurt?
Taking a look at that. He probably did afterwards. And then, Tyler Bertuzzi's out another 6 weeks after hand surgery, and then that Kraken game versus the Kings, 9-8 in overtime, 17 goals. It was extremely fun to watch.
That was the game right after I think Peterson was playing. He got released, I think, right after that game.
Donezo, yep.
Poor guy.
Whoever randomly gambled the over, like the wild over, really won.
Oh yeah. And especially
over
if you were
4.5 goals, no problem.
Yeah. But all right, gents. If you got anything else, Shroom, you got any?
I got pictures of goalies for us to try to figure out.
All right,
let's do it.
The first one's easy.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steven, also, because I believe he got me this also. So I'm going to go 3.75.
I'm going to go 4.5. I love Celebration.
Ooh.
Oh,
that's Brodeur. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Hey,
this one,
Shorts guy, guess what? We never have a Lundqvist doing that because he actually didn't play.
This one I took because I thought the picture was just really funny. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Oh, is that Cam Ward?
No.
But like,
you see, he's snapping his stick, trying to play the puck. It's Ryan Ellis.
Who is
former Tampa Bay Lightning. Ryan
Ellis.
Ellis. And then the last one.
Oh, that's a Calgary Flames. Is that Toffolo?
This one's tough.
Who?
No. He is now he's a goaltending coach. I don't know if he's the goaltending coach in the NHL or AHL. I forget, but I know he's the goaltending coach.
No clue.
And I also have a quick story about him. I'll tell you. It's Freddie Brathwaite.
Ah.
Okay.
He was. I think he's the goaltending coach for Vegas's minor league team. and he had to be a backup because when Logan, what's the guy's name? Logan Thompson. He was he was like 40. He was 40-something years old or whatever. He was emergency backup, and he was the backup on the bench when Thompson couldn't play. It's fantastic.
The Henderson the Henderson Silver Knights or something stupid like that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, they're the Silver Knights instead of the Golden Knights. Yeah, something dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a backup goalie.
Take us home.
What did I say? Oh, I already wished everybody happy Thanksgiving, but I got nothing. Go Tampa! Congratulations to this guy and to Shorts Guy's team for being #1 in the league, and not to the Rangers because they stink.